Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mark Phillips, and if you're new here on this channel, we talk about business and lifestyle design from the inside out and being a more conscious creator in your business and your life. And in this video, I want to share some insights, 3 insights that I have whenever I have a bad day. The other day I had a bad day or an off day, for another way to describe it. I was feeling very unfocused. I was feeling very unclear about what I was creating in the world. I was doubtful. I was experiencing a lot of doubt. I call it the storms of doubt. I was unclear of the direction that I wanted to go, felt things weren't working or weren't working fast enough. Maybe you can relate, right? I think all human beings have these days from time to time. And I want to share with you 3 ideas that I think about whenever that happens to me. And I also want to say that I didn't used to think this way. Bad days or off days used to be very consuming, and they weren't just days. They were weeks and maybe months, more so just weeks, but they lasted a long time. And one of the benefits from pushing more into the creating the things that I want to create in the world and having a really clear focus and actually pushing outside of my comfort zone and doing things that are very scary to me, starting a podcast, starting this YouTube channel. I was deathly afraid of video just a few years ago, right? And one of the benefits that I've realized from that, a fringe benefit, so to speak, is that I'm less shaken by a bad day. Bad days don't last that long. I'm less consumed by that because I attribute this to having a clear purpose, right? Doing what I love, having a clear purpose, finding a lot of meaning in what I do, right? Sharing these best practices for living. But used to be these bad days would last a week at a time. And I felt that was because I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have a direction. Now when I have a bad day, it is very rare. Excuse me, I'm fighting a little bit of a chest congestion and head cold here. But nowadays when I have a bad day, it is very rare that it goes more than 2 days. Generally, it's only 1 day. And generally, I can attribute it to something that I've eaten or drank, right? You fill in the blank. That lowers my vibration and lowers my energy, and that allows the doubts and allows the worry and anxiousness to fill in that void, right? So it takes my energy down a little bit, and that lowers the shields, and then we're less able to defend, less high vibe. We're kind of vibrating with fear and doubt and anxiety, right? We're lower our vibration, and we're going to be resonating in that range. And so generally, I can pinpoint what it was that did it as I move further on my journey. But definitely, they don't take a lot of time these days out of my life, right? They're very quick. So in this video, I want to share with you 3 ideas that I think about. So the first idea that I think about when I'm in the middle of a bad day, when I feel off, when I feel discouraged and worrying that it's not working, I'm worrying that it's taking too long, to create the experience that I want or to arrive at the end goal that I want. I think about these things. And the first one is that I know that a bad day will pass. This too shall pass kind of idea. And I know that those storms of doubt and anxiety and maybe fear and uncertainty will be short-lived. And I know because of past experience, it's happened over and over and over again. The moment the bad day passes, it is smooth, fast sailing ahead. And I know that I'm not going to experience that smooth, fast sailing unless I go through that storm. And what I specifically do in storms of doubt is I don't push forward. I don't try to make forward progress because I know that I'm going to be fighting an uphill battle then, right? I do something completely unrelated. I stop working altogether and I batten down the hatches. Now, I want to be very clear. When I say I stop working, I mean that I stop doing things in a state of feeling bad, right? We'll talk about this in another video, how I sometimes can tune myself back up and how we can all tune ourselves back up very quickly. But sometimes when I feel that fear and doubt and anxiety and worry, I don't do anything, right? I batten down the hatches, pull in my sails, if we're going to use a sailing analogy, and I let that storm pass. Like I ride out that storm. Because based on past experience, I know that if I try to create in that mindset, what I create is not going to be great. It's not going to be in alignment with, the infinite creative being that I am, right? Super courageous and super fearless and super tuned in because I'm not in a good mental state, right? Batten down the hatches, review my life plan, my business plan. That's one thing that I like to do. I like to review my successes during that state. I like to look at the chart, so to speak. What course am I going on? Where do I want to be? Those kind of things. But I make it a point not to create while I'm in that state. And I also make it a point not to fight those feelings. I want to fully experience the feelings of doubt and worry. I want to fully experience what's happening to me. Excuse me. Because I know that until I internalize it and get the message and find that and get into that rhythm, that it's not going to pass as fast. If I resist it, I'm only going to delay the passing. And I want to get back to the creating, the joyous creating that we came here to do. And so I want to fully experience and realize and internalize that, and also get the messages that that day is giving me. Maybe there's something that I'm unaware of that I need to, raise to my, have raised to a higher level of consciousness so I can feel it out. So that's the first day. I know that this too shall pass. And I actually know that on the backside of that bad day, it's going to be even better. I have so much energy after a bad day or an unclear day, and I've just smooth sailing. Maybe you've experienced this yourself. The second thing that I want to say that I've learned from when I have a bad day is I know, based on people that I study, successful people, is that we all have to fail our way to success. And I'm going to share something with you that I read in a book about the Navy SEALs years ago that I think about to this day, and especially when I'm having a bad day. We're always failing our way to success. And I believe that failure is the stepping stones to success. Now, don't get caught up in the semantics. If you don't want to call it failure, you can call it whatever you want. I just use failure for lack of a better word. But it is, as you're going to a destination, you've set your goal. If you wake up in the morning and you're not at that goal, you could look at it as a failure. I'm not where I want to be. I'm failing. But your sights are still on the goal. You're still making forward progress. You're actually, failure and success are two sides of the same coin. If you've set a big, bold, audacious goal for yourself and you're not, and it's something that scares you, and it's something that is very outside of your comfort zone, induces a lot of fear and anxiety when you think about, but also a lot of excitement when you think about, it's going to feel like you're failing sometimes, right? You're going to feel discouraged sometimes. But if the excitement of chasing that goal and loving the journey of that goal and experience the personal growth of that goal, this is a topic for a whole other video. When you set a big goal for yourself, in some sense, it doesn't even matter whether you reach that goal. Jim Rohn said it. Who are you becoming as you're going toward that goal? This is huge for people. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. This is another realization. When I started my digital journey in 2013 with Kindle books and then with the podcast and videos, I thought that the real nugget was going to be the freedom, the time, money, and creative and location freedom that I would realize when I achieved that goal. I thought that was it. But you know what? Something much more valuable has emerged as the real nugget, the real gold nugget, and that is who I'm becoming during this process. More confident, more courageous, more outgoing, right? I'm growing as a person, and you grow as a person as you go to your stretch goal and realize, those small milestones on your stretch goal. Whenever you set a goal that's very outside of your current level of experience, excuse me, you're going to grow as a person. And what I now know is that whatever freedom and whatever experience that I realize when I reach my goal, and it could be argued you're never going to actually attain your goal, right? So to speak, you're always going to come to a new horizon, set a new goal, et cetera, et cetera. It's always going to pale in comparison to the person that I'm becoming and that I have become. I'm a radically different person than I was in 2013. I'm a radically different person than I was in 2018. If you set a stretch goal for yourself, you're a radically different person. Moving toward that goal causes you to have to level up your being, right? It causes you to have to bring your A game and show up as the best version of yourself and burn away all of the fear, all of the doubt, all of the I'm not good enough for this. Those things are going to burn away, and what you're going to be left with, just like forging a katana sword, you're going to be left with the pure essence, the purest of the purest steel, right? All those impurities, the things you thought you couldn't do, the things you thought you weren't good enough, all those things are going to burn out on the journey, and you're going to arrive with so much value in your being, right? So that's one of the things that I think about too. It's who I'm becoming on this journey, and we fail our way to success. Now, here's this idea I want to share with you that I read about for the Navy SEALs. So this person followed the Navy SEALs through their Hell Week, and they were being, journaling and being a journalist and documenting this experience. And the one thing that they said, the one quality that emerged that they saw that determined whether a person was going to make it through Hell Week, be a successful Navy SEAL, etc. You know what that quality is? Durability. They said the people that could endure the most mental and physical hardships, right? These people, those in Hell Week, they have very little sleep. Their bodies are pushed to the brink of exhaustion, right? Just a lot of psychological, emotional, physical, all sorts of torture that you could imagine. The quality that they said is going to be the most biggest determining factor whether they succeed is durability. How durable are you? How much resistance can you take? How much failure can you endure on your journey to your goal, right? So I think about that all the time. You're in good company if you feel like you're failing every day, but you're pushing towards a lofty goal that is is in perfect alignment with who you are, something that you feel called to do. You're in great company if you wake every day and you feel like a failure, because many people fail their way to success. I think that's almost the only way to get there. Third and final thing I want to share with you is this. This is from Stephen Pressfield. We're always going to face resistance. You're going to face resistance to make your thing in the world, to create your art, to share your whatever it is you want to share in the world. And getting up every day, showing up and fighting that resistance, those micro battles are what separates the successful people from the non-successful people. And I think a person is successful when they're in full alignment with who they are, when they're fully self-expressing themselves, when they're creating valuable experiences for other people, right? They're being valuable to the world, making the world a better place, all of this stuff. You're in good company because you're fighting that resistance every day. And it's those micro battles, because the resistance is always going to be there. Some days it's less so than other days, but if you get up and fight the fight, you're well ahead of the crowd. So those three things, storms of doubt, this too will pass. How durable are you? And there's always going to be resistance. So just get comfortable with that resistance. Heck, there's even resistance to creating a video like this, right? Not feeling super hot. Maybe you don't feel like I'm on my A game, but I know I want to push into that and show up consistently over a long period of time to become the person and realize the experiences that I want to have. So I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please give me a thumbs up. I would love the support. Let me know below if one of these ideas resonate with you. Leave a comment. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd love to have you on this journey. Lots of exciting things in the future. Click the subscribe button. Turn on the bell to be notified if you want to notify when new videos come up. And last but not least, I want to invite you to subscribe to my email list. I love the fact that you're viewing these videos on YouTube, but I'd love to have a more intimate connection with you. I'd love to have you on my email list. And when you do that, I'm going to give you access to my personal collection of thought tools that I call tools for conscious creators. And a lot of things that I talk about in these videos are in that PDF. And that PDF is kind of an always evolving product. And so you can get that at gmarkphillips.com. There's a link on there to subscribe to my email list, and then you'll have access to that. And I want to thank you for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, I wish you all the best health, wealth, and success. Bye-bye.